This is here low power, high speed 16 cross 16 bit multiplier using Vedic mathematics. This is the paper of mine which I have published in International Journal of Computer Application in December 2012. In this, actually, up to that point of time, there are a lot of multipliers designed by the current researchers. So what I think that there should be some different thing we can have to implement so that it can publish in the paper, and there will be a small contribution of mine in the speeding the operation of a multiplier. So in this we have developed, in this paper 16 cross 16 multiplier is shown, but we can go up to any 128 cross 128 bit multiplier or anything like that, right? I have implemented this using the Tanner EDA tool. This is the results of mine, that the 16 cross 16 bit multiplier dissipates a power of 0.17 milliwatt. The propagation delay time of the proposed architecture was at that time 27.15 nanosecond. The results are having an improvement over the current Booth multiplier, Wallace tree multiplier, array multiplier, and there are a lot of other multiplier are available in the literature. So we have developed a scheme through which the multiplier speed can be enhanced, and that all has been implemented on the schematic editor of the Tanner tool. Let us discuss first the Vedic mathematics part. In Vedic mathematics, there are three tools, or rather not tools, I must say. There are 16 sutras in Vedic mathematics, and out of 16 sutras, there are 3 sutras on which we can use for multiplication. One is the Urdhvam Trikyambhyam Sutra, in short we call UT Sutra. Second is Nikhilam Sutra, and third is Anurupen Sutra. Out of these, Anurupen is the best one up to now in my knowledge, and I have developed the UT Sutra in this paper in 2012, and the UT Sutra is what? Basically, just a second, I have to open the paint to show you how it will work. So suppose, for example, I want to multiply 23 into 46. These are the 2-bit numbers, right? In decimal, these are similarly we can do on the digital, right? The conventional method which we adopt, everyone knows about this thing, that it will be, you have to either write 23 in below or 46 here, whatever is the multiplier unit is there. You first multiply 6 3 18, and then student write here 8 and 1 carry will be there, and then 6 2 12 and 1 is 13, so it will be 1 3 8 will be there. Then they put their cross over here, right? And 4 3 12, so 2 they will write here, and 1 will be over here. And 4 2 8 plus 1 9. And then student, what they will do, they will add this, right? So 3 plus 2 5, and sorry, this is in paint it is difficult to write, so it was 4 2 8, and then it is 9, right? So 9 plus 1 10. So the result is 1058, right? In conventional method, if I implement this with our CMOS multiplier, then Just a second. Then there will be how many multiplier we need? 8. This is one multiplier over here. This is another multiplier here. So 2 multiplier will be there. Here also 2 multiplier, right? So 2 to 4 multiplier are needed. And if we see over here, how many adders will be there? So one adder will be here, another adder will be here, and another adder will be here. And this adder may be full adder or half adder. It depends whether there are carry or not. But we generally use full adder, right? Because we don't know the numbers, right? So we use the full adder. Now the point is, in this conventional method, there one adder is needed here, one adder is needed here, and one adder is needed here. So how many adder? 3 adders are over here, right? And 4 multipliers will be there, right? Now in the UT Sutra, if I multiply this 6 3 ja, I have to, the pattern of UT Sutra is like this. First the LSBs are multiplied, then cross multiply and add, and then the MSBs are multiplied together, right? And whenever there is a carry generated, it will be switched to the next position, and there it will be added over here. So 6 3 ja 18 will be here, you have to write, and 1 will be here, right? So 1 will be the carry, right? 2 6 ja 12, and 4 3 ja 12 also, so it will be 25. So 5 will be here, and 2 will be the carry. 2 4 ja 8 plus 2, that will be 10. So you are getting the same answer. But what is the benefit of this and what is the drawback of this? Here you require less pencil or less pen to use it. So you are securing your pen also, right? You are saving your pen also, as well as you are saving the paper also. And if you are saving the paper, then you are saving the tree also, right? So if you are using a UT Sutra over here, then these are the advantages you are getting, right? Second thing is, when you implement this, then definitely the speed of this will come faster than the conventional method, and that we have implemented over here, right? So you can see here, if I take same thing with the binary, right? Binary, these are the binary numbers A0 B0, these are the LSBs. Then there will be cross multiply A0 B1 and A1 B0, right? These are the bits, and these are the MSB A1 B1 over here, right? So and is there, and operation is there, and operation, logical and operation is required to multiply in the binary, right? So this will be our LSB of the result P0, and if there is a carry over here in binary, there will be if you take either 1 1 or 0 1, there will be no carry over here generated. So that's why there is no carry pass on to the other place. Here, when you multiply here, right, then you have to add, right? That we have done over here in the pent also, right? 3 4 ja 12, then 2 6 ja 12, and then previous carry is there, then it will be over here. This carry was here because it is decimal multiplier. Here it is not decimal multiplier. So that's why, that's why here there is no adder over here, right? So half adder is needed over here. So this multiplication will be done. So if there will be 2 bits again, right? If you are adding 2 bits over here, the results can be 1 1 or 1 0 or 0 0. Right? But whatever is the point is that there will be 2 bits over here. So 1 bit will come out from this, and the next bit will be work as a carry to the other bits. So other multiplication will be A1 B1. So it will be multiplied over here, and then it will be multiplied here, right? And these 2 will be added through the half adder, and it will be multiplied here. I can use also here the full adder. But you know, the full adder require a lot of transistor as compared to the half adder, right? So that's why we prefer here to use the half adder, right? although if we concern about the VLSI implementation of it, it is preferable to use the uniform adders. We cannot use half adder sometime and full adder sometime, because it will be difficult to generate a chip from it, right? Now, what we can do, we have a 2-bit multiplier over here. So same thing, we can implement this 2-bit multiplier. We can use this 2-bit multiplier and we can generate a 4-bit multiplier. In 4-bit multiplier, to generate, what the things we have to consider. Am I audible to all?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
If there is any question, then participant can stop me and I can give the answer. Right now, if there are 4 bits, right? If there are 4 bits, suppose for example 0, 0. These are the 4 bit of this, and suppose 0, 0, and 1, 1. Right? Now, how we can use the previous 2-bit multiplier using the UT Sutra, right? What I will do, I will put this in a 1 group and this will be in a 1 group, right? So this will be 1 number and this will be 1 number, right? So that is, we are taking this in as a group, right? Now this will be my LSB part and this will be my MSB part, right? So what I will do here, first of all, remember the formula, the pattern. Here, the pattern is this, right? So what I will do, this 0, 0 will be put over here, right? And 1, 1 will be put over here. So we have completed this part, right? Now for this part, this cross multiplier means 0, 0 and this 0, 0. Right? And here this 1, 1 and this 1, 1. Right? And then MSBs are multiplied. So 1, 1, 0, 0. Right? And then what we have to use? We have to use the 2-bit multiplier, the same as the previous one. So that we have done over here. So 2-bit multiplier, 2-bit multiplier, 2-bit multiplier, 2-bit multiplier, that is used here, right? Now, this is here 4-bit multiplier, right? Result will be 4 here, 4 here, 4 here, right? So in place of half adder, we cannot use here half adder. We have to use a specialized adder, 4-bit adder, right? So there are a lot of architectures are available. There are a lot of research still is going on how to add 4-bit adder, 4 bits fastly, right? CLA is one of them, carry lookup adder is one of them. So we have designed a carry lookup adder in that, and then there are a lot of other also, carry save adder are there, right? There are other adder also we can use over here, and then we can find. I have done with the CL adder, so that's why I'm saying that. So here the result will be here in the 2-bit multiplier. Here we got the P0, right? But here we will get to P1 and P0 as the output, and then these 2 bits will be added over here, right? These 2 bits will be added over here. So this will be my new number, 1 number, and here the result of this adder will be the new number. So here it will be coming as the other 4-bit adder, and then these 4 will be the other next bits of this P1 and P0, and here there was a problem to get the final result over here. Then I thought what the best we can do. So from my 2 to 3 days juggling with this research, I got an idea that there should be a 2-bit gate over here, right? That is the OR gate over here, and then we can finally come over here, and then there is a half adder, and then P6, and then this half adder and P7 and so on, right? So here we have developed the 4-bit multiplier, and the same architecture we can use for the higher bits, right? So you can see over here I am using here this is 4-bit multiplier. So 4-bit will be added over here, and then this 8-bit multiplier, we can use here the 4 bits, here the 4 bits, right? And then these are the cross bits. Here the MSB 4 nibbles will be there, right? So 4-bit multiplier is used over here and used over here, and then here in place of 2, now it should be 4 over here, right? So similarly, we get the results over here. This 2-bit OR gate was my thinking. This is a point at which I was stuck many days to get the result, and then finally I designed here that idea got, and then it is implemented, and all the answers are manually checked, as well as the schematic editor will provide you the tSpice file, and through the tSpice file you can generate the waveform, and that waveform is coming right. That is what is expected to come as a result, right? Now same thing, 8-bit you can duplicate for the 16-bit and so on, right? So this is the thing we can do for many multiplier, right? Now these are my results, but it is a very old results, I must say. These are the 8 years or more than 8 years results. Maybe there are a lot of other researchers are doing the work, and then they may get the results better than this. Next part is, this is the UT Sutra, right? In the UT Sutra, in place of this UT Sutra, we can build using the Nikilam multiplier also, right? So for the Nikilam multiplier, I have to again come back to this on the paint size. Yes. Now Nikilam Sutra, in short, I will call it NM multiplier, right? So this in NM multiplier, first of all, the drawback of this Nikilam multiplier is that it is applicable when the numbers are close to 10 to the power, right, in decimal, right? But this problem is this condition is not required in the digital multiplier, right? Because in digital multiplier there are only 1 and 0, right? Here in the decimal multiplier, if it is near about 10, for example, suppose we have want to multiply 98 into, suppose for example 89, right? Now what have to do? The conventional method you know very well, all of you. In Nikilam multiplier, first we have to see the bases are, these numbers are having near to the 100, right? Now out of this 100, what I have to do to get 98? I have to subtract 2, right? But rather than writing 2, I have to write here 0, 2, because there are 2 zeros over here, right? 89 is minus 11 over here, right? 100 minus 11 will be this minus, right? Now what I have to do? I have to multiply these two. So minus minus get multiplied, so it will be plus, and 11 multiplied by 0, 2 will be 22. So this will be 22 over here, right? Now we have to append, that is the prefix of this number to 22 with the diagonal addition, right? Diagonal addition, that is 98 minus 11 you can do, the result will be 87, or you can do 89 minus 02, that will be 87, right? So you have to put 87 over here, and that will your result, right? So 8722 will be the result, right? But the drawback of this will be it should be near to this 100. Suppose for example, if I have to multiply 85 with suppose 54, right? So 85 into 54, if I have to do, and by mistake if I am using NM multiplier, then what will be the problem we will get? The subtraction will be here minus 15, sorry, So this is minus 15 and minus 46. So this is still a larger number, right, to multiply, right? So the point is here it should be lesser number so that it will be multiply very easily, right? So that's why this method is having a drawback as compared to UT Sutra. But it is specifically, if we use this, then definitely if the numbers are closer to this 100 or 1000 or more numbers will be there, then it will be easier and faster to multiply these things, right? Now this is about the NM multiplier, right? We can implement this NM multiplier and we can find out through the VLSI implementation, and that has been done by many researchers. I have done also the Nikilam multiplier. You can search on the Google it. You can find my papers on the Nikilam multiplier. Now, the third multiplier is Anurupen multiplier. Right? Just a second. I have to delete this. So Anurupen multiplier is I call it AN multiplier. Maybe in different textbook you can find the different terminology. I am using here AN for Anurupen multiplier. Now in this Anurupen multiplier, it can be beneficial if the numbers are closer to the 10 to the power n divided by 2. That is, for example, if I have to multiply the 46 into 42, right? So what I have to do? 6 cross 2 will be 12, and then UT Sutra we can use and we can find the results. But in the Anurupen multiplier, what we have to use? We have to use the same method as we have done with the Nikilam, but now the base is 50, not the 100. And 50 we can write it as either 10 into 10 into 5, or we can write it as 100 divided by 2, right? So 100 divided by 2 we can do over here. Right? So if I chooses 10 into 5, right, as a 50, then the 1 0 will be there, right? So in that case, I have to write here only one digit, right? So 50 minus 4 will be 46. So I will write minus 4 here, right? And 50 minus 8 will be 42. So I will write here 8, right? And the result will be 4 8 ja 32. So 2 will be here and 3 will be carried. Why carry? Because only one digit we have to put over here. And why one digit? Because there is a 10 over here. There is 1 0 over here. In this case, when we use 100, then we have to use 2 bits, right? Now, again, what we have to do in Nikilam, 42 minus 4 or 46 minus 8, right? So 42 minus 4 will be 38 and 3 will be the carry. So 38 plus 3 will be 41, right? But we don't write here 41 over here. 41 will be over here, and the result should be multiplied with the 5. So 41 multiplied by 5. So the result will be 5, and this will be 20. So 205 is the result, right? And we have to append a 2 over here, this 2, right? So this will be the result. 2052 will be the multiplier result of 46 into 42. If we use the 100, right, then 100 means 100 divided by 2, right? In this case, we have to write here minus 04, right? And minus 8 will be there. Sorry, it should be 42 and 8. 08 we have to write, not 8. right? And then here it will result will be 32, and in that case this 3 will be not come outside, right? Now 46 minus 8 will be, or 42 minus 4 will be 38, right? Now this we are getting 38 over here, right? Now it should be divided by 2 and we can get the result. Now the same Nicolam multiplier or that multiplier we can use it over here, right? Now this VLSI implementation of this we can do on the Tanner EDA software, and I'm showing you a free because time allows me to give a brief introduction of the ASEDIT also. So this ASEDIT we can put over here that Tanner EDA, there will be a ASEDIT, there will be a TSpice, and there will be a WEdit will be there. These are the 3 which we can use. There is also LVS is also there. There is a LEdit is also there. In LEdit we can put the layout, right? We can design our layout, or in the on LVS we can check their layout versus schematic, which is better result, right? Now, just a second. The process is like this. I am just giving you a process of this for an inverter, because time only allows that thing, right? So first we have to give file, and then new, and then new design. Design name you can write it anything, right? Because we are generating inverter, so we write inverter, create a folder. So I am creating a folder on my desktop itself, and the name is ER. Just a second. In document we can put, okay. So here the INV is coming, right? After this you have to go to the cell and then new view, and in new view design should be same, right? And the cell design is inverter. This design name is the, in this design you can generate many cells, right? So this will be, you have to create a schematic and then okay. So this screen will come, right? To zoom it and zoom out, we can use plus and minus. So this is here, we don't need this window, right? Now you have to add the library path. The library path is like this. You have to go to the my document, and you have to go to Tanner EDA, Tanner tools, then libraries, then all.Tanner. So there will be it will take some time. So after putting over here, this is your inverter, right? So designs are coming over here. Now, I think everyone knows the inverter, but let me draw over here CMOS inverter design. There are inverter can be also designed in NC CMOS topology also, right? Multi-channel CMOS also, right? There are a lot of other topologies are available, right? But for simplicity, we take the CMOS. Right? So CMOS inverter. In this CMOS inverter, there will be a PMOS and there will be a NMOS. This is your PMOS and this is your NMOS. This is here we have to ground, and here we have to put the VDD, right? And this is my input, right? If I give the input as 1, I will get as 0, because NMOS will work as a pull down network, so it will pull this output to the 0 level, and that's why we call this as pull down, right, network. And in short, we write PDN, pull down network. If we provide 0 as the input, then this PMOS will work like a strong 0, and it will work, and then it will provide us VDD path over here, and then we will get 1 over here. And that's why it is called pull up network. So we call it PUN, pull. So I think all of you know, because all are very respected faculties, but I have to introduce these things so that nobody is left with the inverter, right? So here devices you have to go, and then you have to select NMOS, then you have to go instance, and you have to put it over here. Then either you have to do it with done or right click it. Left is for putting and right is for leaving. Right mouse button. So after this, PMOS, you have to go, you have to select PMOS. Now it will take some time because this laptop is new, and then I have to first take this thing. Just a second, it is creating some problem. Yes, it is coming. So I have to put it over here, right? Then I have to zoom it. Just a minute. It is taking some time. Yes. So these are the results. Then we have to make the wiring of it. Wiring will be from here. मैं इसको डमरू कहता हूँ, right? So this wire will be there. So just a second. Why it is not going? So this W by L ratio, we have to design using certain specification given to us, right? So W is here by default it is coming as 2.50 and channel length is 0.25 U, right? I have to change this channel length because I'm using 0.6 micrometer technology file over here, right? Although it is very old technology, we have to use a different technology, but rather I have only here 0.5 micrometer technology. That's why I'm using here 0.6 micrometer as the channel length. Okay, so the W width is 3 times of the NMOS width. PMOS W width is 3 times of NMOS width. So I have to change here. Yes, here it is. So 2.5 into 3 will be 7.5. So we have done. It is not responding fastly. Sorry for that. Okay, so 7.5 and 0.6 we have done, and here 0.6 channel length should be same. If you are using a multi-channel, then you can use the different channel length. But if you are using a CMOS, then the channel length will be same. So it will be 0.6 here and 0.6 here, right? And then we have to generate a body terminal will be shorted with the source terminal to reduce the VSB effect, the body biasing effect. So it will be like this, and the gate will be shorted together. So it will be like this, right? Then all we have done. Then we have to apply the VDD and ground. That you can find in miscellaneous, and then GND, and then here you can put ground and VDD. And then done, right? Now after this, the input and output port you have to put. So input port will be this here. For rotation, you can use the keyboard R key to rotate it, right? So here you have to put a pop-up window will come. You can rename the port, but I'm putting the same input, and the output will be out. Okay. So we have done with this. Right. After this, you have to open this design using the T-Spice. Right. So here, open in T-Spice is written. You have to open it on the T-Spice. I'm using here first time on this laptop. That's why it is asking this. If you have used many times, then it will not ask this thing. Now this T-Spice will take some time because first time I'm using this on this. So it is asking allow access. Right. So here these are the command lines, and here it will be W will be 2.5 of the NMOS, and PMOS will be here 7.5. Length will be 0.6 micrometer, so it will be coming same. Here AS is the area of source, PS is the perimeter of source, AD is the area of drain, PD is the perimeter of drain, right? This software will automatically calculate these things according to the channel length value and the W values, right? Now, here minimum 5 commands you have to write to execute this T-Spice, right? First is the technology file. So we have to go to insert here command, and then we have to use the file, include, then browse my document, Tenor EDA, Tenor tools, then LEdit and LBS, then SPR underscore core, then HPQ, right? If you have already with you the technology file, then you can use that thing directly over here. You don't have to remember this thing, right? Second thing is, I'm putting over here, right? Now, second command is the input command. That is here we are using voltage source. We can use the current source also, but here we are using the voltage source. For the VDD supply, it should be constant. So constant is put over here. VDD is put over here. Voltage source name, positive terminal will be VDD. Negative terminal will be GND. Always by default. DC value, this is very important over here. DC value we cannot randomly write over here. It depends upon the technology you are using. For example, in 0.6 micrometer technology, we can use the 3 volt, right? In 2014, a technology node will come. Node was coming, that is the 0.9 volt we can use in that technology node, and that node was 16 nanometer, right? So channel length can be go up to that 0.16 nanometer in 2014 itself, right? So you can go to the Google and you can type technology node, and then you can find the which technology is currently we are using in VLSI implementation, right? So this DC value is 3 volt. So we have to put it here. So VDD GND 3, it is written over here. Then the input, that is the input which we want to give. We can give pulse input, we can give sinusoidal. It depends upon application to application. In digital, we prefer the pulse. We can use for analog, this sinusoidal we can use, right? This pulse is here. In this pulse input, voltage source name was the IN, right? The same we have to write. Whatever we have written over here in NMOS, IN, and here in, same we have to write. But it is case insensitive, so we can put IN or caps or small, that doesn't matter over here. But the voltage source name, I am writing here IN, and please see it will come here VIN over here, right? Why it will come, I will tell you. IN, negative terminal will be GND. Initial voltage is 0, I am putting pulse, and peak maximum I can put as VDD, same as VDD. Rise time 1 nanosecond, fall time 1 nanosecond, pulse width I can choose 10 nanosecond, pulse period double of that to make duty cycle 50%, and then insert command I have to do, and see. I have written here in, but it is here written V in. Why? Because it is a voltage, that's why, right? Now, after this, we have done with the 3, right? As told you, we have to put 5 minimum commands here, right? So what type of analysis we want from this, right? We want, we can do AC analysis, we can do Fourier, we can do noise, we can do the DC transfer sweep, we can find out the DC operating point, transfer function, parametric sweep. There are a lot of things, right? We can put transient analysis here, and transient analysis maximum time we can put 1 nanosecond, simulation time is 100 nanosecond we can put, and then we insert this thing, right? And then transient we have done, and then the output we have to do, right? So output is over here. The whatever the analysis we have done, that same results will be obtained from this. So transient results we have to do. So transient results, in the transient results we can find out voltage, we can find out current, we can find out power, or anything else we want. So we require voltage here because we have given voltage input, so we require the voltage output. The node name, we want to see the input and output both. So node name is IN, and reference node is GND. We will add it over here, and then here in place of in we have out. So GND and then add over here. So both has been added, and then insert command. So here it is written, and then we are done. Right? Minimum 5 command we have done, and then if you want to use more command, you can measure delay time, top PHL, top PLH, and you can also measure the power dissipation, and a lot of other things are possible there to find out through this software. Now after this, we have to save this before run this simulation. So save as, I'm saving over on my document. Just a second. I have created my on the desktop itself. ER4, INV, okay, INV was there. So INV.sp. .sp is the extension of the tSpice file. So it is saved here. So after this, we have to run this, right? For running, we can use this run simulation, or F5 we can use, or any other thing we can do, right? So this run simulation we have done. Now it will pop up the WEdit, and in WEdit the waveform will be shown of the input and output, and if there is no error, the output will come whatever is the expected. So just a second, it is taking some time to run. So it is asking allow access because first time I am using this.